Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you some fragrances that I have been wearing over the last little while. So little while being the last probably 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks. These are the perfumes I've been reaching for the most. I do like to share my feelings with my perfumes with you guys as time goes on and let you know how I'm enjoying them, which ones I've been reaching for, if there's any oldies but goodies that I've been reaching for. I just find it really enjoyable. So if this is your first time on my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Alithia, and on this channel we do talk mostly about perfume. We also talk a little bit about home decor, minimalism, decluttering, some fashion, some unboxings, some reviews, some hauls, things like that. Clean with me's, lots of different things. So if that is something that you enjoy, I would love if you would consider subscribing, becoming part of our little community. Let me know down below what perfumes you've been reaching for lately, and also feel free to head on over and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And with that out of the way, let's get started in today's video. All right, guys, so good morning. So today is a day off for me, obviously, and I really wanted to get a video out today. I'm just going to be completely transparent with you guys. I am having not a very good day today, emotionally, mentally. I'm just not in a very good mental state today, which happens sometimes. As I've mentioned before, I do struggle with PMDD, although this is not even my PMS week. This is, sorry for too much information, but those ladies out there will understand. This is actually like my ovulation week, like tomorrow. So normally I'm feeling very energetic and very peppy and very happy and bubbly and energetic, and I'm just not today at all. I'm not having it. Like, it's a good thing I didn't have to work today, because I don't know if I could handle a shift today. I'm just feeling not very good mentally and emotionally, and physically too a little bit. I have a cold, but also it is April, what is it, the 14th today? Yeah, today's the 14th, and it is snowing. It's been snowing for 2 days, and it's going to snow for another 2 days. And I know this is like very trivial first world problem, like who really cares? There's so many worse things that could be happening in the world. We had like a really nice couple of weeks where the weather was good. It was in the double digits for a couple of days. I took my car in, I got it detailed, I took it through the car wash, and the sun was out. It was just so nice. And now it's like winter wonderland again, and I'm feeling quite miserable, to be honest, not just because of the weather, but a few different things that are weighing heavy on my mind, but I'm not going to get into them. But just so that I'm completely transparent with you guys, I'm feeling like crap today, basically. And we all have crap days, so there's no point in me sitting here and putting on a big happy face and pretending like everything is honky-dory, because sometimes it just is not honky-dory. So drop a like and a comment if you're also having a day. Yeah, I am sitting here having a coffee, and I decided that I would do a little bit of fragrance therapy, both for myself as well as for you guys, and share with you the fragrances I've been wearing the most over the last couple of weeks to month. And I am burning a lavender vanilla candle, which is perfect for today because that's what I need. And after I'm done doing this video, I'm going to wash my bedding, make my bed, do the dishes, and also clean out the basement. That's what I have planned for today. And I did want to take you guys with me to do some stuff, but I feel like I need to be really productive, and if I'm trying to film while I'm doing everything, it's not going to be as productive, and I just really need to just get it done. Like, I know I'll feel 10 times better once everything is done. Not that my house is like a mess or anything, but you know, you always feel better when everything is just put away, organized, clean. Yeah. So that is the name of the game today. Just doing a little bit of like mental health, self-care, cleaning, organizing, that kind of stuff. So yeah, without too much further ado, let's get into the fragrances. Okay guys, so I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to pick out from my bucket. I threw everything in my bucket. I have like this plastic container that I put my perfumes in that I'm going to talk about. So I'm just going to grab one at a time and talk about them. So this is Garland from Garland. I know I've had this forever, and it probably seems like the dent is not growing, but it actually is growing. If you look really close, the bottle is like 30% gone. I do have a backup of this one, and it's a 100 ml bottle, and this is a holy grail perfume for me. This is one of those perfumes that I can't see myself ever not having. I love it so much. It is so feminine and so beautiful, and it is signature scent worthy. It's something you could wear for so many different occasions, and I just absolutely love wearing it. I also love the bottle. This is exactly the type of perfume bottle that I want to see, I can't talk today either, that I want to see sitting on a tray in my bedroom or on a vanity or something like that. It looks very regal, very beautiful, very polished, and the scent itself is so incredible. It's very relaxing, lavender, vanilla, a little bit fresh. It also has, I think, a little bit of licorice in here. There's like a little bit of a spiciness in there. but it's very, very subtle, and it's just so classy and so beautiful, and I love it. I don't have to say much about this. Everybody knows about this perfume, but this is definitely one that I have reached for. And yeah, absolutely love Garland. So that is the first one that I have been reaching for lately. The second one that I've been reaching for, not so much in the last couple of weeks, but in the couple of weeks prior to that, I was reaching for this a little bit, and there's a little dent missing from this bottle. This is a 50 ml bottle, and there is a little dent, and I just still really, really love this fragrance, you guys. And again, I think this is one of those classy, timeless, elegant ones that I can see being in my collection for a really long time. I can see this being a new staple for me. In my opinion, it is a new staple for me, and this is Armani C Intense from Giorgio Armani. I also love the bottle. I think it's very classy looking. I really love that the bottom has that little gold detail going across it. I love the color of the juice. Everything about it is very, very classy and very elegant. It is so pretty. And like I told you guys, I still think this is so much better than the original C. The original Armani C, when it came out years and years ago, was incredible. Somewhere along the line, they did change it. They did make it lighter. It's not nearly the beast it used to be. It's not nearly as potent, intoxicating, incredible as what it used to be. I feel so bad for people who have just discovered Armani C in the last few years, because they really missed out on what it used to be when it first came out. It's nowhere near what it used to be, you guys. So that is why I prefer the Intense version, because the Intense version gives me a little bit more of what the original eau de parfum used to have. This is a beautiful, sweet, ambery, kind of a benzoin fragrance. I think there's patchouli in here, blackcurrant, and it's just got a sweetness to it. It's so pretty. I also have a backup of this one. That wasn't intentional. I thought I was buying a different perfume, and I ended up with another one of this, which is perfectly fine because I love it. And the backup that I have of this one is a 100 ml. So once this 50 ml is gone, I'll have a 100 ml to put on my tray, which makes me happy. And still, I eventually do want to have like 15 to 20 perfumes, all large bottles of my favorite perfumes. So we have a trend. We are going that direction. These are a couple of my holy grails, and I do have 100 ml backups of those holy grails. That's pretty cool. So that is the Armani C Intense from Giorgio Armani. Another one that I've been wearing in the last week or so since I received it is brand new to my collection, and this is Eau de Lingerie from Garland. And this is a very beautiful, elegant, soft, pretty, powdery iris vanilla fragrance. Let me just take the cap off here. I keep looking at my front door because I'm expecting like millions of parcels from like Amazon and H&M. I ordered a vase from H&M Home, and anyway, I keep thinking something's gonna show up, so I keep looking over at my door. It's very soft and very pretty, and almost a little bit vintage, almost a little bit, I don't want to say dated, but it's got like an antique vintage quality to it. It smells like lipstick, makeup. It's very pretty. It's kind of like, this is gonna sound strange, but this is kind of like if my grandmother wore lipstick on from Maison Margiela, because it does have that sort of antique vintage touch to it, but it is a very pretty, powdery, soft, feminine, elegant, and sensual fragrance. And this is an eau de toilette, and it does last forever on my skin for being an eau de toilette. I have received a compliment when I wore this, and I've only worn it a couple of times, so that's pretty good. And it's just a really beautiful feminine scent, and it's that perfect, if you just need something soft, comforting, feminine, pretty, very, very subtle, something that doesn't project or fill a room, just something nice and soft. This is a really nice one. And this one you actually could spray your undergarments with, your clothing with, your bedding with. I probably will do that. I will probably spray like my clothing and my undergarments with this. It sounds strange, but that's sort of what it was meant for, is as a perfume, but also to spray your clothing with. So it's just a really nice fragrance. Another one that I've been wearing a little bit more lately is my Olympia from Paco Rabanne. This is an oldie but a goodie. This is a salty vanilla scent, and it's very potent and very strong, and it's almost a little bit obnoxious. It's not what I would consider to be a very classy fragrance. It's a very confident smelling fragrance and a very strong fragrance, but it's not what I would consider to be super classy or super elegant or anything like that. But I do really like it, and this is one of my boyfriend's favorite perfumes on me, and that is why I actually wore it, because we had spent an evening together and I wanted to smell like something he really liked. And I still really like this perfume. It's definitely it's very potent though. It's very potent. It's a very like in your face strong fragrance. A little bit goes a long way with this. You can see that it is older because the juice is quite dark. When I got this, and when you buy a new bottle of this, the juice will be lighter. It'll look like the Eau de Lingerie kind of color. So this is quite old, and I'm almost halfway through my bottle, which is pretty good. This was one of the very first perfumes I ever purchased when lockdown hit in 2020. So this is a 2-year-old bottle. Still smells just as good as it did in the beginning, probably a little bit maybe kind of richer, deeper almost. It doesn't smell as clean and fresh as it did when I first got it, but it still smells great, and it's still a favorite perfume of mine. The next one that I have been reaching for is Poison Girl from Christian Dior. This is just a very simple, easy, pleasing, don't have to think too hard, smells good, compliment getter, girly, feminine. It's just like a really easy grab and go perfume for me, which is why I really like it. It's kind of a foolproof, can't go wrong with this one. This is a almondy, kind of a tonka bean, vanilla, orange, creamsicle, very sweet, very sexy, very flirtatious. Definitely a little bit young. Sometimes when I smell this, I think it's too immature for me or too young for me. I am in my mid-30s. I think if I was like in my mid-20s, this would be, I would consider this one of the sexiest perfumes I had, but I think now, just with a little bit of maturity, I'm considering things more like, well, I'll get to one of them later, but I'm feeling like this is almost a little bit young for me to consider a super sexy, elegant, but this is just fun. This is just a fun, flirtatious fragrance. And yeah, this just smells like a sweet, almondy, vanilla creamsicle. Yeah, it's just like a cozy, sexy, creamsicle-y type of fragrance, and I do really like it. It's kind of hard to see the dint because the bottle is shaped so oddly, but I guess if you turn it upside down or onto the side, you can see the dint. There is a little bit of a dent there. So, and this is the Eau de Parfum, just so that you guys know. I don't recommend the Eau de Toilette because it doesn't last very well. I feel like you need to spray so much of it to get the same effect, but the Eau de Parfum, you do not need to spray. I mean, I still spray a lot of this, but it lasts a lot better than the Eau de Toilette. And if you go into like any of the local drugstores and department stores, the one that is on the shelves at the moment is the Eau de Toilette. If you want the Eau de Parfum, you do have to look around a little bit, and I got this one from Fragrance Buy, and they do still have it on Fragrance Buy. So the sixth one that I have been wearing a little bit more, I just wore this the other night, is good old Viktor & Rolf Flower Bomb. You guys, this is still such a staple for me. I love it so much. I always love wearing this perfume, just like I always love wearing my Monger. This one has a little bit of a dent. This is a newer bottle for me. I have owned a bottle of this before that I went completely the whole way through, and it is an expensive perfume, but I think it's 100% worth it. And out of all the Flower Bomb versions that are available, the Ruby Orchid and the Flower Bomb Nectar, this is still my favorite. I have tried Flower Bomb Dew. I like that one, but I still much prefer this one. This is just that sweet, intoxicating, sexy, feminine OG fragrance that you cannot go wrong with, and I love it so much. And this was my signature scent about 6 years ago. For like a year or two, this is all I wore. So it truly was my perfume, which I really like. I really do miss having a signature scent. But yeah, this one's gorgeous. And yeah, I did wear this for an evening with my partner the other week, and it was just really nice and has such good performance. And yeah, I just love wearing this. Let me actually take the cap off and smell it again here. Yeah, it is very sweet, and it is very recognizable, and it's probably a little bit boring at this point. I feel like so many people have this, or it's kind of a boring fragrance, I'm sure, but I just really, really love it. And this one is worth having a large bottle along with the Armani C Intense and the Monger. This is like a staple for me. And the last fragrance that I have been wearing lately, and more so just over the last week or so since I received it, is from Maison Cyr, and this is Treasure. And this is what I would consider to be, I don't want to like put an age with perfumes, but I feel like this is very age appropriate for me, being in my mid-30s. I don't think I would have liked this in my early 20s unless I was like a super posh early 20s, but I wasn't. In my early 20s, I was a pink sugar kind of gal. Not that there's anything wrong with pink sugar, but I just don't think I would have appreciated this fragrance. So this is a very mature, elegant, beautiful, sophisticated vanilla fragrance. So this has orange blossom, amber, sea notes, jasmine, bourbon, vanilla, and sandalwood. I just wanted to tell you the notes in this one because I don't yet have them completely memorized. This is just a really beautiful, Very, very elegant. Yeah, just a very, very elegant, slightly aquatic vanilla bourbon perfume. This smells so much better on the skin. What I prefer with this perfume, you guys, actually, I did go a little bit heavy-handed with it the other day, and it was almost too much for me. It's quite strong. You do not need very much of this perfume. I think I was just so excited to wear it that I pretty much doused myself in it, and I think it was too strong. Like, it was bothering me. You really don't need much. Going forward, I think I would put maybe one spray behind each ear and one on each wrist and call it a day. I don't think I would go too much more crazy with this than that unless I was going to be out in a room full of people and I wanted to project. It smells so much better on the skin than it does on clothing. On my skin, this turns into just the most incredible, beautiful, feminine, elegant vanilla is what it turns into. And there is that sandalwood in there, which sometimes bothers me. But in here, it doesn't bother me because the vanilla is the most dominant note. So if you like vanilla perfumes and if you like white florals and if you want something very elegant and pretty and classy, this is one definitely to check out as well. It is a little bit pricey, but this is a 100 ml bottle, and it retails for $260 US, so a little bit pricey. So I just put it on my arm and I gave it a minute to dry down. When you first spray it is when you get those orange blossom and sea notes really coming through, and it's quite bright and aquatic and kind of fresh in a sense, but without being citrusy. There's no real citrus in here. But after you let it dry down for a minute or two, that is when that bourbon vanilla comes through and that becomes the star of the show. But it still retains this slightly aquatic white floral scent, and it smells very mature and very elegant and very beautiful. It's kind of like Olympia's more mature, sophisticated sister. It's so pretty, and it's so much better on skin than it is on clothing. Going forward, I don't think I will spray this on my clothes. I just much prefer the dry down when it mixes with my natural skin chemistry as opposed to being on clothing. On clothing, it can actually become very bothersome. It's very strong. Yeah, that is May Sincere Très Cher. And by the way, if you guys are interested in a bottle of this, I live in Canada. I could not find this anywhere in Canada. I did order it from Twisted Lily, and I do have a 10% off discount code for you that I will leave in the description box if you're interested. But just know that ordering from Canada, they do have customs and duties. I did have to pay duties on this when it arrived, and they were quite pricey duties, so I was not very happy about that, but I still think it was a win because I couldn't find this anywhere else in Canada. But for those of you who live in the States, you won't be charged those extra duties, obviously, and you can use the 10% off discount and save a few bucks. So yeah. Okay, you guys, so those are the fragrances that I've been reaching for the most over the last couple of weeks to 1 month. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, the last 3 weeks to 4 weeks, these are kind of the 7 perfumes that I have worn. And yeah, I'm really enjoying them, and some of them are favorites. So I think I've just been kind of gravitating toward putting on whatever is a favorite of mine. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I will have all of these linked down below to the best of my ability if you're interested in any of them. And thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. I am going to try to turn my day upside down by doing some housework. That always makes me feel better. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.